So I just watched American Ultra. Good film. Good film. It had some originality to it. You know, the characters based, the main characters and where they live, you know, what happened, the setting, everywhere everything happened, you know, the look of it. Even the marketing. I remember seeing, you know, previews for it and the way they market the film seemed like it was something new. First things first, the film did kind of remind me of Born Identity. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. This guy Mike, slacker, gets high, have fun, works at a convenience store in the middle of nowhere, and he has a girlfriend who seems to be a little less of a slacker than him, but a perfect fit for him. Kristen Stewart and Justin Eisenberg have some chemistry in here that works well together. The movie is from one of my favorite writers. Well, I just think I just like him as a person, but I like his ideas too. And he seems to know what he's talking about when it comes to script writing. Max Landis. I like Max a lot. Follow him, YouTube, Twitter. He gets you thinking about a few things, and he's very, very entertaining. But I like his ideas and his spins on certain things. He has a comic that's currently running with DC called American Alien. It's his version, a spin on Superman. It's very entertaining and very well written and very well written. Suggest picking it up. Anyway, story by Max Landis and the director Nima, whatever. Nima, the director, he done films like the movie's about this guy named Mike. It's a sleeper agent for the CIA. In this program called Wise Man or Wise Men. He's trying to take his girlfriend on a vacation, not knowing that he's a sleeper agent. The department that monitors his activity wants to take him out. They want to cancel him out, retire him, whatever the proper term is in this whole CIA talk. They want to terminate him because he keeps trying to leave. Now we come to the part where the woman who was in charge of watching over him is saying, you can't do that. He's a human being. Like, why would you do this? Oh my goodness, you're just going to kill him? So it seems that they send somebody after him, but before they do, the woman who was in charge of watching over him, well, the woman who was running the program that he was a part of, she was in charge of the program he was under. She goes and she activates his abilities and tries to activate his memory. She goes to the convenience store he works at and says this ensemble of phrases and words and try to activate his abilities and memory again. And he's just standing there, and Jesse Eisenberg, you can imagine how he is. And he's like, okay, ma'am, you okay? Yeah, sure, whatever. This isn't working. Are you gonna buy anything? I'm sorry. And she leaves, and she thinks it didn't work, and it actually did. So he's sitting there eating the food that she was gonna buy, and somebody, you know, is messing with his car. He notices that. He go outside. Two guys are messing with his cars. It looks like they're trying to take the tires off, or maybe they're planting a bomb in there. Who knows? But he's like, get away from my car. Why are you doing stuff? And he has a cup of noodles and the darn spoon that he was going to eat it with. Who eats cup of noodles with a spoon? I mean, I know a lot of you probably do, but fork is just so much easier. I mean, it's pasta. So the guys start walking over to him. They pull out knives, and I believe one of them had a gun, and they were going to kill him. And all of a sudden, his reflexes take over, and boom, bam, bam, he kills the guys. You know, he uses the gun to shoot both of them, not before he impales one with the spoon in his hand in the neck. He also threw the soup in one of the guys' faces. So, you know, he's badass now. So that starts his whole downward spiral that changes his life. And it's like, oh gosh, I gotta call my girlfriend. Kristen Stewart comes over. She's like, what happened? How'd you kill these dudes? I don't know. I did it. I don't know what happened or whatever. People are trying to kill him. Come to find out, the reason why the order for him to get terminated was placed because Topher Grace character in this movie is a little jealous. You can see that he likes someone or he just doesn't like him, whatever the case may be. We'll get to that later. He sends out the order. So he's in charge of, he's got a top position within the CIA right now, and he wants to terminate Mike because he tried to leave or the country or leave the area, whatever. He just feel like, oh, he's trying to leave. He's supposed to stay where he is. He's not doing that, so we got to get rid of him. So he keeps sending these guys after him, left and right, left and right. And Mike is taking him out. He doesn't understand what's going on. But in the midst of all this, he decides to hide out at one of his friend's house. John Leguizamo was one of my favorite actors of all time. The guy plays so many different roles. How can you not like him? And he plays so many different roles so well. I mean, you know, from playing a drag queen to being in a Shakespeare remake of Romeo and Juliet. The guy is really diverse. He even played Luigi in a horrible Mario Brothers film. The film brings back memories when I watch it, but Still horrible. So John Leguizamo's character, Rose, sells stuff illegally, as you can tell. He also is his drug supplier, I guess. Sold him a bunch of fireworks for when Mike was going to propose to his girl. So he has his house and he's in there and he saw like, some crazy stuff going around. Did you hear on the news? Stores are blowing up and everything. And I think most of it is what he's getting from the action that Mike was in earlier. But he's one of those characters that try too hard to be hip. And he's pretty much a cool dude, but he tries too hard. He's saying everything. He's calling everybody nigga left and right. And then he has his black friends come over and he's like, yeah, man, it's my nigga right here. Whatever. He's funny. John Leguizamo hilarious. I love him. No, he was great in this film. A lot of comic relief. The action in the film is pretty cool. They get innovative with the way that Mike kills people, takes them out, whatever. There's a lot of gore in here. Not the most I've seen in the film, but it's got its fair share. Mike can win, left and right. People coming through the house. They kill his friend Rose and Rose's two friends. And it's just like, dang, oh, what am I going to do? So he finally makes it outside of the house after killing everybody there too. And it appears that Mike's girlfriend, Kristen Stewart, knows what this certain type of gas was going to do to him and telling him how to get over it. And he's having flashbacks and he realized, oh, I know her from before. And she knows more than what she's revealing right now. Find out she was assigned to watch over him through after the program was over with. After the program, was successful and he was placed under, his sleeper mode, sleeper agent. But she's trying to tell him, I really love you, and I know, and yes, I do know some things. This is not going to make any sense, but I really love you. Anyway, I think I skipped ahead. There was this scene where he got locked up, and that's really where everything started to go crazy. These two, a guy and a woman, go in there, and the guy, he just beats the hell out of him with the help of his girlfriend. They were in the same cell. Who locks a man and woman up in the same cell in jail? I mean, it was a small jail. Maybe that's what they do there. I don't know. Anyway, as the film's going on, Topher Grace gets all his guys and he wants to take them out completely. But like I said, Mike is just taking everybody out, but he's not without his flaws. He doesn't understand everything that's going on. He also stops and says stuff like, hey, to his girlfriend, the gun, we left him inside the cage with the guy we locked in there. The guy grabs the gun and starts shooting at him. Or he sees his girlfriend when he's getting taken away at the end of the film. It's funny because he sees them and he calls out her name and then they start shooting at him and Mike's like, oh snap, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So he's flawed. He also gets beat up a lot. He even gets shot in the head. His bullet grazed, just went right past it. But he gets hurt. He's not without his flaws. He actually gets attacked, beat up. Some of the people get the best of him. So he does have his flaws. Overall, this movie is pretty rich. It has some original concepts in there, but it feels really much like a lot of B movies I watched before. Straight to DVD films, Sleeper Agent. It reminds you of Born Identity. He doesn't remember what's going on, and as he gets his memory back, he's badass and he can fight good, and all of a sudden there's a woman who he falls in love with, just like Julia Stiles was hinting that her and Bourne had a thing going on when he was in the agency before he lost his memory. But Bourne wasn't a sleeper agent. He just lost his memory. But it's a similar format. Now, I like the film. I mean, the script, the writing seems to be done good. You never know how much of a script writer's material makes it into the movie. They will have to tell you themselves. Now, Max Landis, he's a script writer. He didn't direct this. He didn't executive produce it or anything. So the directors can do a lot of different things. He says Chronicle, which Max Landis also wrote, was very much almost exactly what he wrote. And it was very well written. And that was really original. That was really original film. So you don't know how much originality got taken out of this film or was still in there, whatever. But overall, the film was okay. It's not boring. It's an okay watch. I wouldn't recommend somebody definitely has to watch it. But it was entertainment. It even got mixed reviews on sites like Rotten Tomatoes. And half people like it, half people don't. But you get a movie with got mixed reviews, half the people like it, half the people don't. That's pretty much a success to me. I say that because it could just be more negative reviews than good. That's never good. More good reviews than bad is always great. But when it's pretty much even, some hate it, some like it. It's a movie people going to say, okay, this guy has potential to do better. He can do worse too. But at least he doesn't just always pump out movies that do bad. Not just the writing, but also directing, the direction, everything. Anyway, I would have to say I give this film 7.5 out of 10, or 3 out of 5 stars. It's not that bad. It's not a must-see. It's decent work. That's all. I wanted to see the film. I just really wanted to see how it was. I'm a big fan of Max Landis, and I like his work, his writing. Follow him. Check him out. You guys got some things going on up here. You're going to like a lot of them. You might not like some of it, but you're going to like a lot of it. And then his personality. You might not like his personality, but you might like a lot of things he say. I think The guy knows what's going on, especially in the movie industry. Anyway, that's my review for American Ultra. Like the video if you like the video. If you don't, like it anyway. I mean, can't hurt, right? Could only help me. Comment, share, subscribe. More videos coming. See you all next time.